Rick Allen alongside Kyle Larson here in Chip Ganassi Racing for Splash and Go. And Kyle, we come off of Atlanta, and you had, I would say, the ultimate highs leading over 140 laps. But then you also have the lows of the speeding on pit road. How do you balance that after a race like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was really disappointed in myself that moment. I got the speeding penalty, but after the race, I was disappointed. But as the couple days have gone by, I was really proud of the speed that we brought in our race cars. You never really know. You're always anticipating getting to Atlanta to see how you stack up. So I was happy to go there and run better than we ever have that track. So looking forward to upcoming weeks. I'm excited. Obviously, Atlanta's way different than any track we'll go to throughout the rest of the year, but still, I felt like we had decent speed and handled okay behind people up until I got really far in the back. So, just gotta do a better job of cleaning up mistakes. I think I only had maybe one speeding penalty last year, so I guess I got to go the rest of the year without doing that again.
Get that one out of the way. As far as running up front, did you find it harder to stay up front with the new package? I mean, did it affect how you were racing? Were you looking in the mirror more?
No, I don't think so. If anything, it was almost easier. I'm not going to say easier, but anytime you have a good car, it's not hard to stay up front. And we had a great car. So when I was up front, I knew there was just two guys that were probably equal with me on speed at that point. But even then, when they were catching me, if I just hit my marks and they ran the bottom behind me, I could look in my mirror and they'd get tight. So dirty air is probably, at least for a place like that has low grip in the racetrack, was a lot worse than what we had in the past. But I think looking at Vegas and other tracks that have a lot of grip, I don't know if dirty air will be as bad of a deal. So it's hard to really answer that question if it was easier or tougher, but I know when I got to the back, it was a lot harder to get to the front.
As far as being up front, you didn't have to deal with maneuvering around people to get to the leader. Some were complaining that guys should get out of the way for them. How do you feel about that in the middle of a race? Do you feel like people should get out of your way if you've got a faster car?
I don't think so. If I say that, if you're a lead lap car, I've always it always bugs me when lead lap guys are getting mad at other lead lap guys that are racing them. We get paid to race.
Right.
Kurt Busch before the race, he asked, how did myself and Jamie used to race? Would you let each other go and all that? And yeah, I mean, there's moments, but I told him, I get paid to race, so I'm there to run 500 miles as hard as I can. But then when you get to the other side of things, lappers, when they're kind of in your way, and I know that they have a reason, they're racing for something also, right. But I think you could look at, I know you're asking about Truex and Ricky. Ricky was pretty far ahead of the next guy and all that, so maybe he could have let him go, but it's also, it's not his job to let somebody go. So hopefully I'm good enough friends with Ricky that if I was in Martin's spot, he'd let me go. So
you mentioned Kurt. Chip Ganassi Racing, is that right now the #1 Chevrolet team in NASCAR?
I don't know. It's hard to, like I said, Atlanta's so different than every track that we're going to go to the rest of the year that you can't jump to conclusions, I think, off of 1 week, So, and I feel like Hendrick just plays games in a way with NASCAR, and I feel like they always start the year off kind of bad to show NASCAR that they're being nice and cooperating and following the rules and stuff, and then it gets a couple months in, then they start cheating and finding some speed. So I don't know, but it was satisfying, and it's been satisfying the last few years to be considered the top Chevy team. I think that's something that this race shop prides itself on, but we don't want to just be the best Chevy team. We want to be the best team out there.
All right, so we turn our attention to the next race, which is Las Vegas. Second numerous time. I mean, you've been up top 3, had a lot of success there the last few races. Do you look forward to going closer to home there, the West Coast swing and getting to Vegas and maybe finally getting to victory circle there?
Yeah, I love the West Coast swing. The weather's always good. There's a lot of my fans that I've raced in front of, racing sprint cars that come to all those races. And all three of those tracks, rank up there is one of my favorites. So I enjoy that. Golf is awesome. But yeah, I'd like to go there and try and get my first win at any of those. Well, I guess we won at Fontana, but Phoenix and Vegas, I've ran really well at too. I think we finished second at both of those places a couple of times. So, but we don't really know what you got until you get there.
All right, so you brought up golf. What are you more nervous, when you're standing over the ball, getting ready to hit, and people are watching, or when you strap into a race car going 200 miles an hour?
Definitely the putt. I would say a pressure putt feels a lot like a pressure restart at the end of the race. It's a big moment. You can't make a mistake. Everybody's watching you. So yeah, you know how that feels after the Ryder Cup.
All too well, yes, all too well. All right, that's Kyle Larson. We're here at Chip Ganassi Racing. Thanks for joining us on Splash and Go. Make sure to join us also on NASCAR America weekdays at 5 o'clock.
Hey NASCAR fans, thanks for checking out the NBC Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe below for the latest NASCAR news, race highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.